Center. Over here on the right side, zoom, 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 is a $32 million yacht. See that over there? $32 million worth of boat. A couple of jet skis come out of the back. They pull along that other $350,000 little speedboat behind them as well. That boat right there is for charter. $180,000 for 7 days. If you want to leave the dock, tag on another $200,000. $380,000 to take that yacht out for 7 days. Over here on the right side is Bahia Mar. Bahia Mar is the home of the Fort Lauderdale Yacht Club. Brings in $780 million into the local economy every November when we have the boat show here. If you look at this yacht coming up with the orange line on the right side, Greg, that right there, my folks, is going to run you about $39 million. It's going to cost you $250,000 to fill it with fuel.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's not bad, right? Over here on the end, that's a Fed ship. That Tranquility right there, that is the Bugatti of yachts. All right, that yacht will take 7 years to be built from the day you put the deposit down to the day you receive it. That is a Fed ship. Beautiful boat right there. Right here, we're in the Intercoastal. Runs from South Jersey all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. 1,800 navigational miles by boat. Hey, I know I've got this whole group over here local to Florida. Who else? Floridians? Mike Maroney, does that ring a bell? Who are you going to call to get your car, truck, or van? Yeah, Maroney. Mike Maroney sold his business to Wayne Huizenga. My teacher told me about 47 years ago in 7th grade, you better pay attention or you will be a used car salesman. Here I am sometime later, I won't give you the exact dates, pointing out the $17.5 million home of the used car salesman on the right side. Right over here is Mike Maroney's home.
Right here.
Next to his house is a $21 million yacht.
Mike Maroney's house.
All right. The yacht is called Aspen Alternative. Mike had a little ski accident a few years ago, broke some ribs, hurt himself. Decided that yachting would be a safer alternative. So right there you have it. Hey, does anybody remember the TV show Miami Vice? Miami Vice? Michael Mann owns the house coming up on the left side with the big black smoked window. Michael Mann was the producer of Miami Vice.
That's it.
All of the shootouts with Crockett and Tubbs was in the backyard of this home right here. 17 episodes. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Don Johnson was vertically challenged. He was a short little guy. They lowered the ceilings in that house by 3 feet to make him look taller on TV. Next place I am going to point out to you, I'm going to go back and forth to both sides, is coming up on the point lot on the left side. That house belonged to a man named David Stern, the one coming up with the construction tape around the side there, not the basketball commissioner. David Stern was an attorney down here in Fort Lauderdale. I'll talk more about that when we come back in later on this afternoon, though. How's that? Tell you more about it. I will tell you that it just sold for $27.5 million. It is the highest resale home to date in Fort Lauderdale. Right off the bow is a beautiful view of downtown Fort Lauderdale. On the left side, where the fishing boat is heading, you're going to see some channel markers. Those represent the Intercoastal Waterway heading down towards Miami. If we went that way in about 3 hours, we'd be in Miami Marketplace. About 6 hours after that, we would be in Key West. About 10 hours after that, we would be in Cuba. I used to say we would be in jail 5 minutes after we got to Cuba. The events have changed in the last week, so we will be drinking mojitos when we get there. Yeah, everybody gets a drink. Yeah, everybody. This area over here yesterday had 500 boats on the left side anchored here. We call this Gilligan's Island. A lot of the locals will come and anchor their boat here. They've got a little bar that travels around there. It's pretty neat. You'll see a little wicker thing. Hey, Gloria Vanderbilt. Does anybody know who Gloria Vanderbilt's son is? Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper grew up right here on the right side. That was Gloria Vanderbilt's house right there. He grew up here in Fort Lauderdale. Now is on Anderson Cooper, Coop 360. He's having a blast with the elections and everything else.
That one's being built.
Now, I'm not sure, but I think I might have gotten the opportunity today to see one Izod shirt coming on the boat. So I'm going to point this out. Off the right side, you are going to see an alligator. The alligator on that wall is the Izod logo alligator. The house belonged to Rene Lacoste. Lacoste Izod. You will not see another alligator like that. It is a trademark. Nobody else could do that. That was her estate right there. Next house I'm going to talk about actually isn't a house. It is a piece of empty property on the right side. That piece of property over there belonged to one of my childhood heroes, Mr. Lee Majors. Mr. Lee Majors was the $6 million man. He was married to Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett left him for another movie star. Lee became the $3 million man. That house sat there for about 3 years. He could not sell the house. See that? He went to the broker, said, "Broker, why can't I sell the house?" The broker said, "Nobody wants a house with major faucet issues." No, you guys got to go to the bar. I'm not a great joke teller. They'll sound a lot better if you go back there and check it out. Hey, how we doing down here? Everybody good? All right. So the next house I'm going to point out belongs to John Herma on the right side. On the right side with the furniture out there. If you don't know that name, he is the owner of Kohl's Department Stores.
Really?
See that? John came down, looked at that house over there. He didn't love it, he just liked it. The broker said, "I need to sell the home." They threw in the piece of property next door to make him take that deal. It's about a $17 million deal.
That guy owns
He
Kohl's.
owns 75 stores throughout the United States, 7 stores here in Florida, and my wife has been through all 7, I can guarantee you that. I am going to talk about a guy today named Wayne Huizenga. Wayne actually bought Maruni's business, turned it into AutoNation. His sister Bonnie lived in this house that's coming up on the right side. Bonnie lent her brother Wayne $5,000 to buy a dump truck. He turned that dump truck into waste management. If you live here in Florida, anywhere around the world, they are the guys that come and pick up your garbage. His wife Marty used to drive the dump truck, Wayne threw the garbage in the back. That's how the business started. The next house coming up on the right side is Bonnie's son, Stephen. Stephen turned Uncle Wayne onto a company 15 years ago called Blockbuster Video. Everybody remember Blockbuster?
Oh, right there.
Sold it for $2.6 billion, exactly, almost to the date, 6 months before Netflix hit the market. Yeah, good timing, right? Hey, if you're in the market for a house, over here on the right side, there used to be one mansion that stood here. They leveled the mansion. Bomar, who is a spec builder, came in, building 6 houses right here. Hey, you know, I need to do my job, so I'm going to point out my house over here on the right side. See this beautiful pink house here on the water? See that one right there? See the little yellow house on the corner? Yeah, that's my place. Yeah, perfect bachelor pad. I call it the condo alternative. Yeah, a lot of iguanas on that wall. Hey, if you are from the Northeast and you look over to the left side, this house on the left looks like it belongs on a cliff in Greenwich, Connecticut, doesn't it? Look at that beautiful home. 8 bedroom, 8 bathroom, 20,000 square feet, 2 acres of property, 10 minutes from the inlet. You could be out in the ocean in 10 minutes. $31 million. Yeah, that's a bargain. The best part about that house is that you will be neighbors to Mr. Wayne Huizenga. Wayne owns everything you're about to see coming around the corner. Right here on the left, he bought this whole estate from a man named Michael Egan. Michael Egan used to own Alamo Rent-A-Car. He wanted to downsize.
Yep.
First house, first guest house. The little green shed right there, lawnmower and gardener. The pink house right there, second guest house. Both of those are about 4,500 square feet. Everything you see in yellow is Wayne Huizenga's. Hey, there they are inside, Easter dinner, look at that. Hey, everything you see over there is Wayne's main estate. The Dolphins used to be at Pro Player Stadium. The bell tower right here, 18 karat inlaid gold, not painted. Second story jacuzzi. The bell tower plays 500 of their favorite songs. Not unusual for us to see Wayne and Marty sitting out here on the weekends during the summer waving to us. He has been on the boat a few times. Straight ahead, Wayne used to own that piece of property. The last thing I'm going to tell you about him, he leveled the house that was there. He had this house built. It looks like it belongs in Harry Potter's world. The fact is, he did have the guys come down from Harry Potter who designed the movie sets up there in Disney. He had this house built for a $21 million estate. After it was finished being built, he gave it to his niece on her wedding day. Yeah, nice gift. Guys, I got a crock pot. I still have the original dishes. Yeah, you know, yeah, I didn't get that lucky, I'll tell you that. Over here on the right side, you are going to see a southwestern looking estate owned by the Bell family originally. Mr. Bell, Taco Bell, took an awful lot of chalupa sales to get that baby done, I'll tell you. He lived here for 6 months. That house was custom made for him. He decided Florida was too hot for him. He moved back to Phoenix, Arizona, where it's 116 degrees in the shade. Yeah. Michael Egan's downsized right here on the right side. Alamo used to live back there at Wayne, sold him that house. This is a 14,000 square foot downsize for him. Yeah. Cape Fear, anybody see the movie Cape Fear? Yeah. Left side, see that house? Was not filmed in the Carolinas. Nick Nolte was under house arrest in Fort Lauderdale. It was filmed right there at that house. Filled in the pool, painted it white, and it was all, 95% of that was filmed right here on the river. Next house on the left side used to belong to Nick Saban, Dolphins ex-coach, now college coach. So yeah, we don't talk much about that today. Anyway, as we're coming along, still a beautiful view of downtown Fort Lauderdale straight ahead. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you on the right side over here at this house, usually at night the kitchen is all lit up. Everything you see from the center of the house to the left is the kitchen. 1,200 square feet. All right, the lady runs around with the GPS trying to find her pots and pans. We see that when the lights are on at night. These houses on the right side, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are historic landmarks here in Fort Lauderdale. They are made out of Dade County pine. Pine that was farmed to extinction in the 60s. It is as hard as concrete. They have withstood every single storm that's come through this area since 1903 when the first house went up. Actually, the last house there was the first doctor, actually a woman doctor that was here in Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale built that for her. Straight ahead, you're going to see a blue yacht. That is historic Needham House right behind it to the right. Also used to be the John Robert Powers School of Modeling. Angie Dickinson actually was a graduate of that modeling school back in the day. Way back when, you know, we were established in 1935. This boat would be coming around this corner. The models would be outside in their swimsuits getting a little color or taking classes. The boat would break down right about here. Yep. Couple minutes, that's it, just a couple minutes. That's actually available. There's usually weddings going on there, private events. It's now a private house. After it was the modeling school, it was a finishing school, and right here was the dormitory. Now it's apartments. Left side, yellow house, white yacht. Jim Noggle. Might not mean anything to you. Jim Noggle was the mayor of Fort Lauderdale for 5 consecutive terms. Before he was mayor, you could only build 7 stories in Fort Lauderdale. After he was mayor, we developed Condo Canyon ahead of us and a financial district, which you will be able to see off to the right once we get down a little bit further. Does anybody know who the original Daredevil was? Evel Knievel, correct. Over here on the right side is Evel Knievel's yacht. This used to be called the Evil Eye. Evel Knievel, besides liking to take risks with his life, was a known gambler. He put this yacht up on a flip of the cards. He lost the yacht to his accountant. This is a multi-million-dollar Broward yacht built right here in Broward County. It is absolutely a fabulous yacht. They changed the name to the Bottom Line after that. He lost it. The guy's yacht that's usually docked next to it is the Hustler. That is the accountant. Over here, true story. Over here on the right side, Riverside Hotel. On the flip side of that, Las Olas Boulevard, kind of like our Rodeo Drive over here. Oyster bars on the other side, art galleries, restaurants, shopping, whatever you might want, you could get done on the other side. That was one of the oldest hotels here in Fort Lauderdale. A couple of minutes, I will point out the oldest hotel. Just so you know, if you're visiting Florida, we have 2 tunnels in the state. This is one of them. We are going over one of the tunnels right now. If you look to the left and right, you can see cars coming in and out of it. The other one is at the Port of Miami. Next thing I'm going to point out, Stranahan House over here on the right side. White and green, or green and white, depending on how you want to look at it. That was built for Frank and Ivy Stranahan. Frank Stranahan was the first ferry driver down here. Where we left was where the inlet used to be out to the ocean and the Coast Guard. They moved it further down years later. Frank, this river right here was shark infested. You couldn't get from the right side north to the south side on the left side unless you took a ferry. You would be eaten. He started the first ferry service. That house right there was also the first trading post, the first bank, and the first post office here.